You're standing in the grocery store checkout line, looking at a cart full of basic necessities and doing that familiar mental math. You make around $38,000 a year, and by the time taxes, rent, utilities, and a car payment take their cut, you're left staring at a box of cereal, wondering if you can afford the recognizable logo, or if you need to stick with the generic version that tastes like cardboard. Then you open your phone, and a financial guru is telling you to save 20% of your income and buy investment real estate. It feels like a joke. It feels like the entire financial system was built for people who already have money, and you are just trying to survive until Friday. This chart shows the exact mathematical reason you feel so squeezed. From 1979 to 2024, U.S. productivity increased by over 80%, but hourly pay grew just 29.4%. The cost of existing has drastically outpaced your paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck does something physical to you. Researchers at Harvard studied what happens to the human brain when operating under constant financial scarcity, and they found it forces your mind into a continuous state of survival mode. That scarcity consumes so much mental bandwidth that it temporarily drops your cognitive performance by the equivalent of 13 IQ points. That is the deep exhaustion you feel every single day. You are not failing at personal finance because you occasionally buy a coffee. You are trying to build wealth while operating with a severe induced cognitive deficit in an economy that is mathematically stacked against wage earners. To fight back, we have to look at how modern companies extract your money. The easiest method is subscription creep. The digital economy is engineered to be frictionless, meaning once you sign up for a service, that money leaves your account invisibly every single month without requiring you to make an active choice. This chart shows what happens when researchers ask people to guess their monthly subscription spending versus what they actually spend. People guess around $86, but when you pull their real bank statements, the average is $219 a month. They underestimate their spending by more than 2.5 times. You need to run a nuclear subscription purge. Go into your accounts today and cancel every single recurring charge that isn't a utility. Let them all go dark. Only resubscribe to the ones you genuinely miss after 7 days. For most people, this single action instantly recovers over $100 a month. That is money that was producing exactly zero value in your life, quietly draining your resources. To actually keep that recovered money, you have to change how you track it. Modern budgeting apps connect to your bank and automate everything, which completely removes what behavioral economists call the pain of paying. When an app silently categorizes a Target run as shopping, your brain does absolutely nothing with that information. Instead, look at the Kakeibo. Invented in 1904 by a Japanese journalist named Hani Mutoko, it is a strictly physical budgeting system where you use an actual notebook and pen to write down every single purchase. Recent high-density EEG brain scans explain why this works so well. EEG stands for electroencephalogram, a test that measures electrical activity in the brain. The data shows that the physical act of handwriting activates memory-forming regions in your brain in a way that typing on a keyboard or swiping on a screen ignores. When you physically write down that you spent $25 on delivery takeout because you were too exhausted to cook, it forces your mind to process the transaction and give it actual psychological weight. That slight, intentional psychological friction is exactly what stops you from making the same expensive impulse buy the next day. The same friction applies at the grocery store. When you buy a $15 name brand medicine instead of the $4 store brand ibuprofen, you are literally just donating your future wealth to a corporate marketing department. The law requires it. The FDA mandates that generic medications be bioequivalent to name brands. Bioequivalent means they share the exact same active ingredient, the exact same dosage, and deliver the exact same therapeutic effect. If you scale that illusion of quality up, you hit the ultimate financial trap for low-income earners: the car payment. The average new car payment has crossed $700 a month for an asset that drops in value the second you drive it. This chart shows the brutal opportunity cost of that payment. If you take that same $700 a month and invest it in a basic S&P 500 index fund, over 30 years it compounds into an upward curve worth over $1.6 million. The S&P 500 is a stock market index tracking the performance of 500 of the largest companies listed on stock exchanges in the United States. Instead of financing a car you can barely afford, The absolute best wealth-building hack at this income level is to drive a reliable, paid-off, slightly older Toyota or Honda to capture that cash flow. Choosing a boring car over an impressive one reclaims hundreds of dollars a month in freedom. Now, you take the money you've recovered from ghost subscriptions, generic groceries, and skipping the car payment, and you build your calm buffer. Start by parking your first $1,000 in a high-yield savings account. When you have that cash sitting there, a $500 car repair is no longer a midnight catastrophe. It is just a mildly annoying inconvenience. That shift in reality physically lowers your cortisol levels, effectively buying back those 13 missing IQ points. Once your brain is out of survival mode, you start investing. Even if you only scrape together $50 or $100 a month, open a Roth IRA, buy that low-cost index fund, set up automatic contributions, and do nothing else. A Roth IRA is an individual retirement account that offers tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals in retirement. This chart shows the exponential growth bias. Your brain expects a straight line, getting frustrated by the slow reality of compounding. According to the 7-5-3 rule, the first 7 years are a slog. Your contributions do the heavy lifting, and your account looks flat. But if you survive those boring years, the math takes over. Building wealth on less than $40,000 a year requires you to quietly stack your money, while society tells you that you can't. It buys the ultimate luxury, options, peace, and the power to absorb whatever life throws at you.